Welcome to Maths Lesson 13. Today we are going to look at converting decimals to fractions and fractions to decimals. A fraction is how many parts you are using out of how many parts there are altogether. So if you are using 5 Smarties from a bag of 20, your fraction is 5/20. Look at this number grid. When you write a decimal number, you are using these columns, even if you don't have a grid. So 11.4 will go on the grid like this. And 9.31 will look like this. "11.4 is the same as saying 11 4/10. That is because the 4 is in the tenths column. So 0.4 is the same as saying 4/10. How about 9.31? The 3 is in the tenths column, but the 1 is in the 100th column. We need to remember to look at this as 31. So it will be 31/100ths. Once you know how to use this method, it is easy to change decimals into fractions. Now it's your turn. Stop the video and try test 13A. Don't forget to come back to me when you have completed it. Now we are going to think about how to change fractions into decimals. This is a little harder, but once you know how, you will be just as confident with these two. What is 3/10 as a decimal? Look at the tenths column. This is where you will put the digit 3 for 3/10. So your answer will be 0.3. 3/10 equals 0.3. Let's try a couple more. Using the grid, what is 1 2/10 as a decimal? 1 2/10. Put the 1 in the units column and the 2 in the tenths column. 1 2/10 is 1.2. How about 2 25/100ths? 2 25/100ths will look like this. 2 in the units column and 25 like this. Now have a go at a few more in test 13B. This method works really well if your denominator is 10, 100 or 1000. If your denominator is something else, you will need to do some further calculations. Let's think about some now. 1/2 would be the same as 5/10, so the fraction 1/2 could be put into our grid as 0.5. 1/4 is the same as 25/100ths, so 1/4 can be put on the grid as 0.25. And 3/4. 3/4 is the same as 75/100. That's right. It would be 0.75. So 1/2 is the same as 0.5. 1/4 equals 0.25. And 3/4 equals 0.75. Try to remember these. It will help you to change fractions into decimals and vice versa. You are now ready to take your maths test. Go to Maths Test 13. Good luck!